What's going on, Jerome? It's a beautiful Thursday. Birds are chirping and stuff, and it's time for another Vikings news dump. So finally, 2 weeks, blessedly, 14 days away from the 2025 edition of the NFL Draft, and the Vikings drafted 2 players at number 14 overall. Back-to-back years, 1986. Good year. Defensive end Gerald Robinson coming out of the Auburn University, War Eagle. 2 seasons with the Vikings, 3.5 sacks. Bounced around, had a decent run with the Chargers and Rams as well. Sometimes it doesn't work out. 1987, DJ Dozier came in from Penn State University. We are DJ Dozier. And there's hype there, but it just didn't work out either. So 4 seasons, 691 yards rushing, 7 touchdowns, 2 receiving touchdowns as well. Plus, I love when running backs used to wear the center bar. We need to bring that back. That's what we need to bring. Also, both these uniforms are great. We're good to go there. All right. So, 14 overall. It wasn't like other digits, but it is what it is. Also is what it is. April draft month fundraiser going down right now. The Jeromes are paying it forward, doing a fantastic job. All Venmos, Cash App, Super Chats donated this month will go to Twin Cities and Seoul, South Korea adoption charities and support organizations. We've already talked about our story. I'm adopted. The whole process can be a little bit convoluted, and just helping out with resources any way that we can, I think that's a smart way to go, because the vetting process is long and extensive for a good reason, but there's so many deserving families out there that want to grow, and so many kids that deserve a chance to be part of a family. That's exactly it. Our goal for the month, 2,500, currently at about 1,350, so the Jerome's absolutely crushing it. Thank you very much in advance. Donation links are down below. So first off, Brian, the real deal O'Neill, definitely deserves an extension. I would say O'Neill, Metellus, and Josh Oliver, yes, and as well as Andrew Van Ginkel deserve extensions. Link them up with the Vikings for the foreseeable future. But 33rd team, fewest pressures allowed by offensive tackle since 2022. Nailed it. A minimum 40 games started. Oh, looky. Here comes looky. Brian O'Neill tied for 7th at 76 pressures allowed. Tied with Taylor Moton, row the boat, as well as Penei Sewell, ahead of Bernard Rain Man. The Falcons tackles are good to go there. Well, the Falcons tackles are on there because all the pressure comes from the interior offensive line. Especially, Dahlman is a great run blocking center, but he couldn't pass block. People don't know about that. Tunsil, Johnson, and Murph. So Brian O'Neill low-key has been an elite right tackle for a long time. Right? And I think that he doesn't get his due because he's in this era right now where you got Lane Johnson, you got Penei Sewell, etc. So it is what it is. Also, digits along the offensive line. So Will Fries, you want him. We're 75 with the Colts. Obviously, 75 is spoken for with the Vikings with O'Neill. So he's going to be rocking the 76. Shades of Aviante Collins or Steve Hutchinson. Numerology podcast coming soon. Also, speaking of numbers, Vikings comp pick numbers could be going up. So we missed this a couple days ago. But Schultz, sources, a former Pro Bowl cornerback Shaquill Griffin is set to visit the Seahawks today. I always love that, where a player makes a one-off Pro Bowl, like a fistful of years ago. It's always Pro Bowl quarterback, former Pro Bowl. It's like if a bust signs a free agent deal, former first-round pick, that player is just dookie. One of the top free agents still available. Griffin appeared in all 17 games for the Vikings last season, totaling 41 tackles, 2 picks, 2 pass deflections. I think that Griffin was underrated last year. And frankly, I think Griffin would have been better than Gilmore towards the tail end of last year. But what's important here is, well, A, he played for the Seahawks before. B, the Seahawks, they're not going to be in line for any comp picks either way. So it really doesn't matter how much they spend or when they spend it. So frankly, if the Seahawks want to spend $3.5-4 million on Shaq Griffin, the Vikings can be in line for some 7th round comp pick love, which would be great because you can have a maximum of 4 picks. But as of right now, the Vikings are in line via over the cap for a 3 and a 5. Could be 3-5-7. Let's go, man. I love that. Something else I love. Billy Bowman is one of my pure draft crushes. Bowman, Makuba, etc. PFF College. Since 2022, Billy Bowman Jr. ranked 2nd among safeties with 11 interceptions, so the last 3 seasons. And PFF's draft guide, Bowman is one of the best ball hawks in this class thanks to his elite combination of range, ball skills, and instincts. I do not care that he's 5'9". I do not care in the slightest. I think that in terms of style for one replacements for Cam Bynum, I think Billy Bowman would be it. And the Vikings, probably could maneuver at the top of day 3. I think that Bowman's going to be in the 4th, 5th round area, but he'd be a great pickup. Like, I would shout from the mountaintops if the Vikings end up with Billy Bowman. It'd be great. Also great. So they're doing a lot of like behind the scenes looks for the 2024 draft, and it's kind of cool how they have the jersey press right there. Psh, Dallas Turner drafted. Turner won. Vikings. There you go. But also they did the draft hats, and they have multiple versions of each size of each team on premises, and also all the players that are in the green room have their hat sizes right there. And something I noticed is that Diamond Dallas Turner checks in with an 8 3/8. Nailed it. And that's actually pretty huge because this is a 7 5/8. That's my hat size. I vacillate between 7.5 and 7 5/8, and that's a pretty big head. But 8 3/8 is huge. Also, you look, you got 8, you got 8 1/4 in there too. But also, you got to factor in hair. I do not have to factor in hair with hat size. That's cool. But expecting big time things from Diamond Dallas Turner this year. There's a reason why the Vikings didn't bring Patrick Jones back. Woo. It's going to be DDT season. That's right, man. Also right. Christian Darrisaw, living the life. I love following, like, Darrisaw lives life. That's awesome, man. He's out there at the range, shooting some clay pigeons, shooting some skeet. It's good to see that. Anyways, former Gophers quarterback Max Brosmer was at spring practice with the Gophers, his former team, rocking some Vikings gear. So apparently he was a top 30 visit. Again, I'm not sure about the rules if they change them, but if it's a local university, that does not count against your top 30, but who knows? Things change. Ariante Ursary, his former left tackle, is also in the Vikings top 30 mix as well. But, I mean, Brosmer's interesting. So, University of New Hampshire, transferred to the Gophers. I had a pretty damn solid season. Now, it's really tough taking over from Tanner Morgan. Not directly, but, but with Brosmer, like, it always felt like he was good, but I don't know if his game will translate to the NFL. I think that he is accurate to a degree. I think that he does have a high football IQ. I think that he was an upgrade over the Greek Freak, who actually, no, screw it. I mean, he did well at Rutgers. But the whole thing about it is that this is such a weak quarterback class that I think Brosmer could be a 6th, 7th round pick, right? And frankly, I know we talked about the Vikings' Will Howard from the Ohio State yesterday. I mean, GMs never get in trouble for betting on size and attributes, and Howard does have a bit of that. Like, he doesn't have a rocket. Like, there's no, like, clean quarterback prospects this year. I mean, Cam Ward is probably going to be the closest, but everyone has a little something that's needs work, And Brosmer, if he can add size, if he can add a little bit more power, strength outside the numbers, could be in that conversation. But could he be develop into a quarterback 3, maybe a decent quarterback 2 down the line? Potentially. Could he spend some time in the UFL, get some more reps versus a high-level competition? Yes, I think that would greatly benefit him as well. Lastly, so Byron Murphy Jr. got the contract, got all the cash, now is an honorary Asian. I respect that. So got a pan full of fried rice all up in there. Now, as an Asian, your fried rice is very important to me. And occasionally we'll just cook up batches of rice just to have for fried rice. Now, the key is to get it super dried out. And if we're doing a batch of rice simply for fried rice, you go away from the usual 2-to-1 water to rice ratio. Go 1 for 1. Right, rinse the rice really good, 1 for 1, cook it, and then spread it out, let it dry on a sheet pan, preferably whatever. And then once it dries, like it's going to dry out really quick. So then once you get that fried rice, because basically it's not really fried rice, it's more like rehydrated rice, if that makes sense. But you got your oil, you got your garlic, you got your ginger, got a little bit of scallions in there too. Win the day, a little bit of dark soy sauce, a little bit of regular soy sauce, a little bit of oyster sauce. Ooh, come on, baby. That's right. But, Murph, Murph honorary Asian. So he's got the Kikkoman. So he's got the good soy sauce. That's right. He's got So he doesn't have like fresh ginger, but also that's a pain in the ass. So I respect the tube. Got some garlic there. Got some stir fry sauce in the back there. It looks like that might be oyster sauce in that Kunle bottle, next to the stir fry sauce. So we may be going deep. Like that's the step. I feel like that is the training wheel step, the oyster sauce, right? If you want to take the training wheels off, you got the fish sauce, because that's kind of elite, man. Because all right, so dirty little secret. So, since I was adopted back in the day, it's actually kind of funny. We didn't eat Asian food, because it was like a Norwegian German family, right? I didn't know how to use chopsticks until I was 19, right? And also, the whole talk about like genetics. So I was born in Korea. I'm genetically Korean Japanese, and we never had anything spicy. Like when I was growing up, like there was no spice at all. Like they thought the ketchup was spicy, right? That's Minnesotan for you. But like once I got into college and like started expanding my mind and my palate, like everything spicy, it was all good. Like True Blue, everything Korean is basically you set it on fire and then you eat it. And I can stomach that. So I think that obviously genetically I have that stomach. Also genetically, Germans and Norwegians drink a lot of milk. Asians were not built to drink a lot of milk. We didn't know that. Maybe I was just a gassy kid. I don't know. Maybe that's why I didn't get the ladies when I was a kid. I don't know. Who knows, man? But yeah, so didn't eat a ton of Asian food, but just took to it like a duck to water, And I will say though, like the first time I tried fish sauce, like even like good fish sauce, like it was a leap, but it finally found the love of a lifetime. That's right. But Byron Murphy Jr., honorary Asian. It's like the Chappelle racial draft. Like we're drafting the Wu-Tang Clan. We're in, man. That's right. All right. Anyways, your thoughts? Oh, I do speak for all of Asia. There's like 5 billion of us. Yeah. Anyways, that's it. Vikings news dump on this beautiful, glorious Thursday. You guys are the best to do. Skol, production value.